I'm Matt Porteous. I am a photographer, storyteller, and founder of Ocean Culture Life. I had my first little yellow underwater Minolta camera when I was about 7, and it was my access to be able to capture the world a little bit differently. I remember jumping into pools and getting pictures of my friends, and I got some really cool shots, and I think it was just starting to see the world at a different perspective, because I wasn't very good with words, and I wasn't good at expressing my experiences through having conversations, so I used my photography to capture the world that I saw. I failed at school. I mean, when I say I failed, I was in the bottom set for everything, and then I kind of went through, didn't pass any GCSEs, and coming out of that on this island, which people go into banking or they go into something else, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and I thought because I'd failed at all my exams, and I just didn't know if I could ever get a career or what I would be doing. So I went and became a stonemason. My mum told me that one, I could earn a lot of money and I could travel the world. You don't earn a lot of money, and I couldn't travel the world because the last thing you want to be doing when you're traveling the world is working as a stonemason. But I think that the craft of stonemasonry actually taught me how to turn something that was just a pile of rock, a pile of mud, into something beautiful, and it also taught me hard work, physical hard work, and it also taught me that it was a job that I didn't want to be in. I knew I wanted to be doing something else. Every bit of money I had, I'd buy camera gear or I'd buy a ticket. When I first went traveling, my first location was Indonesia, and I think that landing in Indonesia and just having these new senses around me and having these new smiley faces and knowing that I could walk up to anyone with my camera and they would smile and they'd want to have their picture taken really allowed me to connect with people in a very different way, and also connecting in a sense of we couldn't speak the same language, but having a camera in your hand can really give you access to anybody's life, which has continued throughout my journey. I came back from traveling when I was 22. I went back to my old boss. I lasted for half a day until I realized this is not me. I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew that I didn't need to be told what to do, and that I could figure it out. So I set up my own masonry business. I had 7 people working for me after the first year, and that continued for the next 5 years. I still didn't have the confidence to be a photographer, so I continued in my building business, thought it could make me lots of money and then I could keep traveling the world. But the truth is, it's just, whether you're making more money, that's not what we're really doing this for. We need to do this for passion. It was only after winning a few competitions that I started showing my friends my pictures, and actually in print. But before that, I kept everything, all my slides and everything all laid out and perfectly formed and all with names on, and just, it was for me. And from that, I realized the opportunity that was there, and I turned around to my ex-business partner and I said, I'm going to go at this full time. I just want to go in this 100%, and I'm going to give it everything I can, and you can have the business, I'm leaving. So I left. For the first 10 years, when I left my old business and I started my photography business, then I worked for 7 days a week for 10 years straight, 15 hours a day, because I was so obsessed with my work and my craft and my business and where it was going. I wasn't going to go back, and I had to keep going forward. And I think the drive to go forward can get you where you want to go, but then it's like a mountain. You're going to start climbing, and to get to that first peak is a lot of hard work. I think I learned pretty quick that nobody is really there to give you the time or to help. You have to put the time and the effort in on your own. You have to understand what you want to get, and then you have to figure out the way to get it. And at the beginning for me, I would be reading magazines and I would learn and I would study and I would look at every book that I could, and then start looking online about if I wanted to learn how to shoot a portrait or what lighting to use and what process I needed to take. I just had to use my own initiative and just work very hard to figure it out and understand and learn. Yeah, I think, being in the ocean is my release. I come back from trips, first thing I do is I go and get my van, I drive down the beach and I go for a surf, because I just feel calm, a sense of calm. that stem from when I was a kid growing up. My granddad used to take me body surfing when I was 5 years old, and then you learn how to surf with your friends when you're younger, left at the beach, and just hanging out at the beach all day or for the weekend. And I had my surfboard and I had my camera, and if I saw the beauty in the way the waves were breaking, I'd be capturing it. I've been coming up with this idea to build an educational platform that we can share knowledge, that we can share stories, we can inspire change. And OCL is built from that, and now we're funding projects globally with our Ocean Storytelling grants. We are working alongside marginalised voices, the small organisations that wouldn't necessarily have the funding to do the work that is going to make a difference and to help tell the stories of ocean guardians. I'm a storyteller, and I've been capturing the individual stories of some of the most inspirational people around the world, to some of the most wild festivals, to the ocean space, diving with sharks, sharing time with humpback whales. I have captured stories of hope, and I have used my work to inspire change. I'm passionate about the human story, the individual story. I've been fortunate to work with the British royal family and capture their story, as I would do with so many other people that I've met along the way. I really try and get people in their most natural state, and I try and get people in their most relaxed state. And that is my job as a storyteller, to be able to bring the true personality of people across through my work. You know, personally, one of the biggest fears that I had to step through was public speaking and getting up on stage, and it was something that I was nervous from school, and I'm so nervous every time I get on stage. I was so nervous every time I used to go onto photo shoots. Those nerves are good. It means that you care. It means that you truly care. That's why we get nervous. And but once you get on stage, the nerves go away a bit. I started talking in front of cameras. I found it so hard to do that and just be natural. And then I started speaking on stage in front of students. And then last year I went and stood on the stage at the United Nations in Paris, and I spoke about a body of work that I'd photographed tsunami survivors and the experience that I had had chatting to these tsunami survivors that had had some of the worst, the craziest experiences that I'd ever heard. But I spoke about the light that shone from them and the story that they wanted to share to help others, which was really important for me, and it was a really special piece of work that I did with them. So I got up on the stage and spoke in front of the UN, and I just remember going down the taxi, just tapping my head and just very nervous to even be there. But when I got up on stage and I read through the cards, one of the cards stuck together, but I just held my ground and spoke slowly and clearly and got off the stage, and ever since then, every other stage I've gone onto has been a lot easier. And I think that comes back to that fear. It's the more that we go through these fears, the bigger the stages will open up to us. What I'd say to anyone is, anything is possible, anything's achievable. You can do anything that you want in life, but you have to be willing to put a lot of hard work into it, and you have to be willing to do it on your own and learn from others, be inspired by others, ask questions, take interest, and repeat the process every single day. Every single day be working, every single day be learning, every single day spend the hours working towards your dream rather than spending the time doing things that aren't teaching you anything. And the people that do succeed are the people that have put the years in, and they haven't given up. You cannot give up, you have to keep going. There are a lot of fears that hold us back, but stepping through that original fear will open up the world to you.